What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 3 match for the NCL, taking on my good pal, It's Shade99 and the Calgary Talonflames. Just a quick rundown of, well, actually, let's go through his team. He's got Zapdos, Melodic, Darm, Kira, Mudsdale, Clefairy, Megalopony, Tangrowth, Klefki, Reuniclus, Murkrow. Really fast. I don't expect Mudsdale and Murkrow. Really quickly through my team. Mega Diancie, Moonblast rocks, well, whatever. It's a offensive threat, Rotom-Frost offensive threat, Amoonguss Vaporeon defensive threat, Scarf Swole, and Specs Hoopa. Alright, let's see what he's bringing. He is bringing the Mudsdale. Okay. And no Zapdos. What? What? No Darm? What? Oh my lord. This man brought the Mudsdale. No Tangrowth? Seems like incredibly weak to Garchomp. Klefki Reuniclus. Okay, well, this is really interesting. Okay, he's got no U-turners, and this team is still really weak to Hoopa. It's also really weak to Buzzwole because I never have to miss Rock Slide. I never have to miss Rock Slide now. I can just freely click Drain Punch and Leech Life against most of the roster. Now, against the most likely leads, I think I would like to lead Amoonguss against pretty much anything. I'm not faster. Okay, my big problem is that I'm not faster than the Mudsdale with anything, with Amoonguss. So I'm actually just going to lead with Rotom. I think Rotom's got a really solid matchup here as a lead option because it beats Melodic. I eat a hit from Kyurem, or I can go into Vaporeon to scout that. If he leads Megalopony, I can just go hard into my Amoonguss. Reuniclus, I'm not super scared of. If he leads Klefki, I can Volt Switch on it. You know, Spikes would actually be really annoying, so that'd be something. That'd be something to watch out for. But basically, it's my best lead against a Mudsdale, which is, I think, he might want to lead Mudsdale or Klefki against the Diancie. Against the very obvious Diancie lead, I should say. I didn't bring removal, so Rocks is a pain in the ass. ICMZ's not that good against anything besides Mudsdale anyways, so I can kind of just click Z turn 1. Unless he goes into Melodic. Let me see. Whew. Got the pre-game nerves going on here. Mudsdale. So max HP, Mudsdale might get bopped by Blizzard. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. I might just blow it right off the bat. How much is Reuniclus taking? Like a standard max HP Reuniclus. Z. Yeah. I mean, even if he Calm Mind is... Well, sorry. Okay, so he is just going to lead the Melodic, which is a really good situation for us, because now I just click Thunderbolt. Alright, well, I'm going to ignore spectators real quick here. Just going to Thunderbolt here. There's pretty much no downside to just clicking T-Bolt, because if he brings in Mudsdale, I beat it anyways. And we'll be able to get off a ton of damage against this. Actually, I guess the downside is if he has Mirror Coat. That'd be the downside, because then I would just die. Then I would die. So I kind of want to scout the Mirror Coat. I actually really want to scout the Mirror Coat here and click Blizzard. I want to say that's my play. Because Blizzard won't do anything to this Melodic. And if he is Mirror Coat, then I scout that. So I'm just going to click Blizzard instead, actually. Rotom is so important in killing this that I kind of need to, like, do it now. And if he is Mirror Coat and I don't kill him like I'm expecting I'm not going to, then that's a bigger problem for me. So I'd just rather take it out now. No Zapdos is really shocking. The team that he brought is, like, really weak to Talonflame. Clicking Bird Spam. It's really weak to Garchomp as well, like I said before. And it's actually really weak to Buzzwole because he opted not to bring the Zapdos. Oh, I just gotta stretch it out. Still getting those in-game shakes a little bit at the beginning here. I'm glad I led with the Rotom over the Diancie, because Diancie wouldn't have been able to take on this Melodic. I am naive, which isn't going to be super helpful because he didn't bring the Darmanitan. I was kind of anticipating living a Darmanitan Earthquake. I'm pretty sure I could have. Should have been able, yeah. Should have been able to live the Earthquake. I mean, hell, even in regular, I just kill it with Diamond Storm anyways, right? So. Oh. Interesting start to the Friday afternoon here. Again, if he clicks Mirror Coat, I'm in a really bad spot. So Blizzard is a nice mid-ground play. It'll hit everything anyways. And if I miss, it doesn't matter. I just don't want to Volt Switch and take the Mirror Coat with anything either. So, like, I don't want to Volt Switch into Hoopa. Actually, I'm just gonna check and see if Mirror Coat does Mirror Coat work against Dark types. Does Mirror Coat? Oh, interesting. So we click Blizzard, we freeze him, and then he clicked Recover. So he probably thought, it's interesting, he's lefties too. Or no, he's not Flame Orb. So he's probably lefties. Otherwise it would have gone off. He was probably anticipating a Volt Switch. So I just did 19%. He's definitely like max HP. He's pretty minimal bulk on the special side. Mirror Coat doesn't work against Dark types. So I could have actually just Volt Switched into Hoopa, which is something that I might just do. His Dark Pulse switch-ins don't really exist. Hoopa. Volt Switch plus Dark Pulse will definitely kill. I don't want to bait in the Klefki necessarily, but it kind of baits in Klefki. If he clicked Recover, that probably means he doesn't have Mirror Coat, because he knows that he would have killed me if I clicked T-Bolt there and he had Mirror Coat. So there's really no reason for him to have had Mirror Coat. I'm going to T-Bolt. Okay, 64, no Mirror Coat, please. Toxic Miss, clean. Toxic Miss is clean. Huh. Alright, so Volt Switch is definitely going to kill this. And again, I don't care if Mudsdale comes in. This is kind of my way to beat Mudsdale. The problem I'm running into is what do I Volt Switch into, right? So if I go Diancie, then he gets to go into Klefki, and he basically gets to just Spike Stack me. And I don't really have a way around that. So I think I'd rather stay in with Rotom and just kill him with T-Bolt here. I'd definitely rather be in with Rotom than Volt Switch into anything else and give Klefki free spikes, because I'm not bringing removal. I should have thought of that probably and actually had Defog over Pain Split on the Rotom. I didn't really consider it all that much. I was like, well, rocks don't hurt me that much, and then the only reason I said that is because I'm not bringing Talonflame Masquerain, but I forgot about Rotom, and I definitely forgot about all of the useful chip it could get against me. I never actually ran any calcs, excuse me, on Amoonguss versus Megalopony. So I'm really curious. He can not run. He can't run Adamant against me. So I'm living returns comfortably, and Giga Drain's breaking his sub. If he's minimal bulk. Okay, so he just goes into Kyurem. Took 19. Okay, so Rotom-Frost against Kyurem. I mean, that's pretty much no bulk. So if he's Specs, Drake will kill me. He could make a mid-ground play and click Flash Cannon, which is why I don't really want to go hard Diancie. Vaporeon's a nice middle ground play. Vaporeon. Wow, Vaporeon takes a shitload from that Draco. Vaporeon's a nice way to beat Mudsdale too. in case I wanted to sack Rotom for whatever reason. I'm not sacking it at this point, because I have a strong feeling that he's Specs. Actually, I have a stronger feeling that he's Scarfed. A much stronger feeling that he's Scarfed. I just don't know if he would want, like, he might just click Ice Beam, right? So, I think Vaporeon's the play. Shadow Ball. That's a nice middle ground play. 24.6 from Shadow Ball. 24 points. He's not Specs. 24.6 is modest. Modest Scarf. Yep, that's modest damage. So, Draco's not going to kill me. What I can do is maybe toss up a Wish. And then go into something else. Kind of like that play. I don't overly need to click Scald here. If he shows Roost, that means he likely doesn't have a Scarfer at all. Which would be solid for me, because his whole team below Melodic is really slow. And that actually means that Buzzwole would be in a really solid position. If he didn't have the Scarfer, that is. Okay, so in comes the Melodic, which I'm actually perfectly fine with. He's probably going to try and Toxic. So I'm just going to go into my Amoonguss on the Toxic then. I'm not going to outright beat Melodic with Amoonguss all that much. It does really bait in the Klefki, actually. So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make that play. Yeah, I don't want to make that play. I'd rather go Rotom and click Volt Switch, honestly. He's definitely clicking Toxic. Oh, well, no, so he's going to click Recover. He's going to click Recover. So I'm just going... yeah, there's no reason for him not to just click Recover here. I could have roared. That would have been interesting. Although I don't really want to bring in the Klefki. Like I said, the Klefki is such a problem for me right now that I don't want to bring it in. So we'll go Rotom. And then if he wants to stay in the next time and collect Toxic against Rotom, I'll Volt Switch into Hoopa. Hoopa doesn't need the health all that much. It just needs to get a kill. Which essentially just boils down to me clicking buttons. Okay, so he actually goes for the Toxic this time and misses. So that sucks to suck, I guess. Thunderbolt is 64 last time. Volt Switch shouldn't kill, I don't think. So he missed 2 Toxics against me. I'm kind of lucking him right now. Yeah, Thunderbolt will kill, Volt Switch won't. Which means I go for the Thunderbolt here. I just need this thing gone. If he wants to switch back into Kyurem again, I'm actually okay with that, because I just go Vaporeon once again. We found out that he's Modest Scarf. Shadow Ball. If it lets me bring in Diancie, that's another thing too. I don't want the Klefki in. I don't want the Klefki in. That's a bad thing for me. Spike stacking me is bad, because then it means Amoonguss can't take on Lopunny very well at all. But with Melodic weakened, we've seen leftovers now too, right? So, you know, he could be competitive. It's not out of the realm of possibility with just Recover and Toxic. We haven't seen Scald. He's probably got Scald. And then his other move is maybe Ice Beam for Garchomp. It could be HP Rock even if he really wanted to go that route. But most likely is probably Scald Ice Beam. We've seen Recover Toxic. Scald Ice Beam. Yeah, that would make the most sense. Melodic doesn't have a very deep move pool, so I'm not sure what he would want to go for in terms of that. If he wants to keep letting me whittle Kyurem down, then I'm also okay with that. So he can freely go Kyurem if he wants. I don't care. Nothing else really wants to take Thunderbolt. Klefki's not going to appreciate this if it does switch in. Can't T-Wave me. Yeah, it really doesn't actually appreciate it that much. Even if he's Spadef, it doesn't appreciate it. But if he's Fizdef, it probably takes a huge chunk if he's Fizdef. Yeah, I might two-shot it if he's Fizdef. And honestly, if he's Fizdef, I probably just risk it. I probably risk the roll. Wait, 10.2 after leftovers. Oh, okay, well. This Mon puts on a ton of offensive pressure against him. So does Diancie, granted, but Diancie does it mainly when the Klefki's gone. It's really easy for me to just Moonblast spam with Diancie, and I can get up rocks at that stage if I wanted to. I don't think rocks are going to be that important this game. It was mainly for the Zapdos and the Darmanitan, which neither of them came. So I'm not going to put a huge priority on it. Okay, so we take out the Melodic. That's perfectly fine with me. I'm very okay with that. This is the Mon that I wanted to have in against anything else coming in right now anyways. Because if he wants to go Lopunny, okay, so he's going Lopunny, that's fine by me. I just go hard into my Amoonguss here. No reason not to. This is my play 100% of the time. Amoonguss versus Lopunny. I should very easily take a high jump kick. I can very easily take a return as well. If he wants to risk the return, I don't know why he would risk the return. Because if I'm Z, which I am, then he would get absolutely destroyed. Rotom-Frost. Z Blizzard. Yep, Z Blizzard kills no bulk. He did go for the return. It's crazy. And he did 45. Is that adamant? My god. Oh. Is this the set that I am? Yeah, this is the set that I am. Is it Masutake or is it Matsutake? How did I mess this up? Matsutake and Mastutaki. Okay, that's clearly not. That's from LET a couple seasons ago. So this is my set. He did 45. I mean, that's like... It's like a high roll-ish. I'm pretty free to actually just click Spore here. Pretty free to just click Spore. We'll find out if he's Overcoat Reuniclus based on that or not, or if he's got a Safety Goggles Mon at all. 45.5. Like, that might be this roll, 195. 195 out of 431. Let me just do some quick math on a calculator here to find out if that's the actual roll or not. 195 divided by is 45.2. So 45.5 doesn't show up as a roll on here, but if he's adamant, then it might. It shows up as the 196 roll for adamant. So I actually kind of believe. Okay, so he just went hard Reuni, which means I just go hard Hoopa. So he's not Overcoat. That's fine. I just go hard Hoopa, and I mean I think I just click Dark Balls. Is he really adamant Lopunny? Was he not scared of Talonflame at all? Or did he just forget about Talonflame existing? Why would you be adamant Lopunny against a Talonflame team? Because adamant Lopunny outspeeds the Starmie, yes. So if he wasn't scared of Talonflame, I can understand, but like he should be, because it had a good matchup against him. Okay, so in comes the Kyurem, and I'm not going to screw up like last time. I have an empty team slot here. So I want to see if this gets a bug move. I should easily live any modest Scarf hit otherwise. It does get Signal Beam. It does get Signal Beam. So Hoopa-Unbound against the Kyurem. And we know that it's Modest Scarf. Or we're assuming it's Modest Scarf. And let's throw Signal Beam on there. It does not kill me with Signal Beam. Does not kill me with Signal Beam. I don't overly need health with this at all, actually, anymore. Really don't need health with this. So I'm just going to click Psyshock. He shouldn't... Oh, hold up. Is Draco going to kill? No, Draco won't kill me either. He should not be able to kill me with any of his moves. Shadow Ball is going to do more than HP Fire will, but he's definitely, like, scarfed. Actually, hold up. He might be E-Belt. If he's Expert Belt, then it will kill me. Okay, so my safer play is just to go back into Vaporeon, really. Scout for the Signal Beam. Klefki. Alrighty. Well, this is bad. Okay, so here's the problem, is this thing is a problem. That's the problem here. So I'm actually just going to click Scald. Oh, fuck me. Spike Stack is really bad right now. Spike Stack is incredibly bad for me. Incredibly bad for me. Like, it'll be really bad if this thing just starts Spike Stacking me. Whew. Scald is just to scout damage. on this, which is useful, but alternatively I could roar here. If he's got Toxic, it's not the end of the world. The Melodic's dead. Huh. So the fact that he switched out with Kyurem tells me that he's either scared of the fighting move against the Kyurem and is scared of me being Scarfed, which tells me that he might not be Scarfed, or it tells me that he might not have Signal Beam. So I'm curious if my play is to actually... Is my play to just click Scald here and scout damage? I think it might be my play is to scout damage. Excuse me. Spike Stack is really going to be a problem. But I am carrying Heal Bell. Oh, yeah, I am carrying Heal Bell. So Toxic's really not a problem, but Spike Stack would be. So I'm going to Scald. Okay, Reuniclus comes in. That's actually fine, I think. 25% to Reuniclus. That's good information. He didn't want to just Spike Stack my Vaporeon? Hoopa just comes right back in. Hoopa just comes right back in. He hasn't burned Return to Sleep yet. He's guaranteed to sleep for one more turn, so Hoopa just comes right back in. And this time, I'm not sure what I do. I'm not sure what I do. Do I click Psyshock? Psyshock's doing the most to the Klefki. It's not doing pretty much anything to this Reuniclus, though. Yeah, he's definitely like max HP, but if he's max attack, Signal Beam. Max special attack, Signal Beam's not killing me. Modest isn't killing me, but if he's Modest Life Orb, like a Trick Room set, or Quiet Trick Room with Life Orb, then he is. But getting in Hoop is fine. It really is fine. We actually haven't seen if this is Regenerator or not either, so that'll be a really good... that'll be really good to find out the next time this Reuniclus comes in. Hoopa puts a lot of pressure on here. Is he going to burn the Turn to Sleep? Okay, so he burns the Turn to Sleep. That's fine. We don't see an item. We do not see an item. If he's Colbur Berry, he can't kill me, so I'm just going to click Dark Pulse. My other option is just to trick the Specs onto the incoming Klefki. But I like having Specs for a little bit longer. I know in my team builder I said I want to hold on to my Specs as long as I can, but that was mainly because I needed it to break through things like Melodic and Zapdos a lot better, and Mons like Tangrowth too, none of which came. Well, sorry, Melodic's dead, but okay, so my play definitely would have been to do that. That did just 50! He's definitely Fizdef. He's definitely Fizdef. That just did 50, bro! That just did 50! Okay, he can't do anything back to me. Okay, this is a roll, actually. This is a roll to kill him, but I think it's worth it, because he can't really touch me, and his switch-ins to Dark Pulse are the Lopunny, and I just go Amoonguss on Lopunny. Okay, well, he died, so that's fine. Klefki was a gigantic problem, and now it's gone. So that's perfect. In a perfect world, he brings in Lopunny right here. Yeah, that's his only play. That's realistically his only play. I'm going to go Amoonguss. It's my middle ground play against Lopunny, like I said. And what I'm going to do this time is go Amoonguss and then into Vaporeon. Because I believe he's Adamant, but we'll be able to scout another roll against my Amoonguss, which is good. So let me just bring this up and return. Okay, there's the return. It does 42.7 this time, so this actually never kills me, which means I click Giga Drain. Only way it kills me is with a crit. Is it better for me to just go Vaporeon then? Or actually, is it better for me to just go Buzzwole? I could bait in the Mudsdale. Alright, so if I bait in the Mudsdale, I can go Buzzwole and then double into Rotom. Because if I go Buzzwole here, actually, let's find out how much damage I should be taking from Jolly Lopunny. Because it looks like he might have high-rolled me on the thing. So I'm actually taking a lot more from Lopunny than I expected to because I'm not bulky. But Drain Punch is doing a shitload. And a standard Mudsdale, I mean, Drain Punch isn't doing that much to it. It's really not doing all that much. I kind of like the idea of switching here into Buzzwole. I also really like the idea of switching to Vaporeon at this point, because Vaporeon can no longer bait in the Klefki now that it's dead. Vaporeon hopefully won't die to return plus high jump kick. That'd be 98.4. Yeah, I can't die to that return plus high jump kick. I mean, Buzzwole's in prime sweeping territory here. I should definitely kill the Lopunny with this much at this range. I like keeping health on the Amoonguss. It's not the biggest deal in the world, but I like having it. You know what? I'm gonna go Buzzwole. I'm pulling the trigger. Okay, he went for the return again, hoping for the high roll, but he's not gonna get it by any means. If he brings in Mudsdale here, I'm okay with that because I believe it just brings in my Rotom, and then I get to click Ice Z and claim one. And if it does bring in the Mudsdale, we'll be able to scout that out. He might not think... I'm not sure what he's going to think based on that damage. He's probably going to think I'm really offensive. Because obviously, I just brought this in on Lopunny. So if he goes Reuniclus, again, not the end of the world. I kind of just go hard Hoopa again and get to claim another one with Specs Dark Pulse. Yeah, I don't really know what his... He doesn't have a Hoopa switch in, ever, with Klefki dead. And it was Fizdef Klefki, so what was it meant to take on if it was Fizdef? Is he Fizdef Magnetize for Garchomp? That makes pretty much no sense to me why he would be Fizdef Klefki, because I feel like Fizdef Klefki still gets bopped by Buzzwole. Maybe I'm wrong. 252, bold. Yeah, so it might have been for Buzzwole then. Could have been for Buzzwole. Okay, so he does go into Mudsdale, and we'll scout out the damage here. Just 33. And he gets the stamina boost, and he's lefties. Okay, so I do want to scout that out. Rocks aren't the biggest deal in the world against me. Just 33 with Drain Punch, so that sucks because it doesn't tell me how much his investment is. If he was max Fizdef, could it have been a roll? Nope. So if he's the 128 set, then that's fine. If he's 0... So he could be Spadef. He could very well be Spadef, but we saw lefties, so I'm just going Rotom. I have no problem going Rotom. Okay, he clicked Rock Slide, so that was a really good prediction on his part, but it really won't matter. Something drops. Something drops. He has to sack something. Kyurem will die to this. I'm fairly confident that Kyurem will die to this. I'm fairly confident that the Reuniclus will die to this. Kyurem, Z Blizzard. Yeah, he's at 81. It's a roll to kill him. It's a roll to kill his Kyurem. I don't know if I care. I really don't know if I care. My Vaporeon is still really healthy. Mungus needs to switch out. Okay, so he's just going to sack the Mudsdale. Again, I'm fine with this. I don't see a Buzzwole switch in. They don't exist. I'm going Amoonguss. I just get to chip this thing for free over and over and over and over and over again. Next time, I think he's going Reuniclus on my Buzzwole. I'm not in a position where I can necessarily just click Leech Life, though. Okay, so he clicked Return again. It's fine. It's more damage. I'm going to go Vaporeon this time. And then I get to go back into Amoonguss. Actually, that just did 45.6. Vaporeon against Lopunny. I don't think he's a subset. So High Jump Kick, no, 45.6. That's not a roll. He's adamant. He's 100% adamant. 61 never kills me with High Jump Kick. And if I Scald, it puts it in range of Leech Life, which I could just spam to win the game. I believe it should put it in range of Leech Life. Buzzwole, Nitro, 26 to 31 against No Bulk. I definitely would rather click Drain Punch, probably. It's kind of a no drawback play for me just clicking Protect here. Okay, so he actually went into Kyurem, which is... That's the definition of a drawback play here for me. Modest Scarf. Are you killing me with Draco? Porygon. Kyurem. He's in a position where he kind of has to fish for kills. Okay, so... No, that's Modest Specs. Modest Scarf is not in a position where it kills me with Draco here, and I can just click Protect. If he wants to sub, then that's fine. Shadow Ball is his play, so that's interesting because that's doing nothing to me, which means I guess I get to just click Scald here. Pretty confident that he's Scarfed. Okay, so he's just locking himself into Shadow Ball. It's fine. Let's weaken him a little bit more. And we get the burn, so that's really good residual. I'm going to throw up a Wish this turn. Shadow Ball again. Crits me. So his Shadow Balls have been doing 22.9. Vaporeon, Shadow Ball. Yeah, without another crit, he won't do anything to me. How much he's doing to Buzzwole with a modest Shadow Ball. I can't really switch Buzzwole in is the problem, but I can go Diancie, I think. The next turn, I can definitely go Diancie, for sure. Next turn, I can definitely go Diancie. I'm just going to click Protect. There's no reason not to. This comes back in, which brings in my Hoopa, which just clicks Dark Pulse. Does Lopunny die? I might click Psyshock instead. Yeah, Dark Pulse is a roll to kill Lopunny, so I just click it. It's a roll to kill No Bulk at 51. It's not in my favor. 51. It's definitely not in my favor. Actually, it is. Well, it's a 50% chance. Depending on how much bulk he's got. If he's adamant, he likely has very, very little bulk on him. If he's adamant, he would have like 8 extra points of speed. So let's say he's adamant. Let's just do the math here. So 369, 363, 2. So 224, 252 minus 224, 28, something like that. Okay, Lopunny comes back in again. He can't kill Amoonguss. He's saying GG. I don't think it's over yet necessarily, but I am definitely going to play for the 6-0. 48%, but more Rocky Helmet damage, which is fine. I'm going Buzzwole this time, and we're just going to claim some kills here. So Buzzwole gets to click Drain Punch here. There's that dead. Now this Kyurem's going to kill me. Kyurem's going to kill me for sure with anything. But what I can do is I don't think he can lock himself in anything that'll be able to beat my whole team. So I'm going to pivot into Diancie. Pivot into Diancie and then maybe pivot out into the Hoopa, depending on what he locks himself into. I do think he's Modest Scarf. I played this game pretty immaculately. So it's Hidden Power of some kind. It's resisted by Diancie. So it's HP Flying. It's HP Flying. Now, do I want Diancie to get this kill or do I want Hoopa to get this kill? Is the question. If he turns out to not be Scarfed this entire time, then I'm in a position where I'm winning the game either way. So I think the play is just to stay in with Diancie and get my kill. Okay, so he is Scarfed. GG well played. We played this game really immaculately. His build on the Melodic and the Klefki confused me a little bit. His decision making with Melodic early game was a little bit questionable for sure. Okay, well, whatever. It says he's fighting the well-played part. It doesn't matter. We pick up the 6-0, which is huge. It's huge. Mike is going to be so mad at me. Okay, so Mike was 1 differential point behind me for first place last week, and then he 5-0'd this week, and he was probably thinking to himself, oh man, I've got this huge lead on Ian. But then we pick up a 6-0. Oh, that's huge. I'm hyped about this. We played really well. Basically, the entire plan that I set out in the team builder worked. And it's mainly because the Zapdos and the Darmanitan didn't show up. Those were the 2 biggest problems for my team, and they just didn't show. I really was not expecting the Mudsdale in any capacity. We saw that it just got absolutely blown back by Rotom. This was really balanced game in terms of my offenses. You know, Hoopa got a kill, Rotom got a kill. What else got a kill? Did Hoopa get 2? Hoopa got 2. Hoopa killed the Klefki and the Reuniclus. Actually, Rotom got 2. Killed the Melodic and the Mudsdale. Buzzwole killed the Lopunny, Diancie killed the Kyurem. So it was really balanced out. My plan with the Amoonguss worked perfectly. We punished the Lopunny switch in every single time. It was a middle ground play, and then we could pivot into other things to take the Lopunny's hits. I'm still confused about why he was adamant. I'm going to have to get some insight from him based on why he was adamant. It confuses me a little bit about that. I'm really pleased with how we played. We are now 3-0 plus 14 to start the season. I believe I started this well last season as well, and I'm actually going to double check that. And I'm going to check Season 2, because I started really well in Season 2 as well. And we take on one of our hardest opponents next week. We take on Cade in the Tustin Tapu Koko. But let me just verify this for you guys. See what was going on with my record back in Season 2 and Season 3. So Season 2, we started out 4-6-4. So yeah, we were... Well, that's 8. Yeah, so we actually were 3-0 plus 14 back in Season 2, and then we lost to Ben in Week 4. So we might have a similar problem here. And then in Season 3, if I can open that one really quickly here, everything's lagging a little bit because OBS is recording. And I have a ton of tabs open, like normal. Like normal. LL. How did we do last season? Right, we lost to Jamesy. So last season we actually had the really tight wins at the beginning of the season. But Season 2, we're equal to our record in Season 2 to start the season off. I'm really pleased with this. We've pulled out a lot of differential from these games, which I'm really happy about. It basically means some of my harder matches down the stretch, I still have Cade, Daniels at the top of the standings. I've got to be careful of that. Hamu is always a threat. I just can't build against him because he's got a very similar building style to me, and it's sort of he got the better of me the last time at the very least. And then Mike is a huge problem, huge threat. Those are like my toughest competition. I actually play them 4 weeks in a row, so we've got like our hardest 4 weeks of the season in my mind coming up here in the next 4 weeks. So please stay tuned. Please stay tuned. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this match. I love doing the live comm stuff for NCL again. It's really fun. It's engaging. You guys got my thoughts throughout the whole thing. And yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed. And I will catch you guys for our match against, well, our team builder and then our match against Cade for week 4 of the NCL next week.